Die. Just seriously die, Realm.
Why, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Anime Club.
Why do I think I know Vorn's thoughts already?
Vorn needs to learn to suck it up, Buttercup.
No. We've all been like this about things we didn't want to watch. We were entering stuff into the new anime hat that will be available for you guys to look at online soon, and I heard your groan when we approached Amagami SS. No, you can't deny it. I heard that groan when we got to it.
The difference here is that's content. Vorn is mad over the anthropomorphized animals.
Vorn is mad over the furry bait.
Which is a valid thing for him to be mad over. Not everybody is into furry.
Yeah.
Actually,
And for some people, the way that a show presents is an integral part of their watch experience.
Mm-hmm.
Some people cannot separate the art from the story.
Yeah.
You know, and that he should not be blamed for that. There are certainly, like, I certainly can't put aside entirely the fact that this is anthropomorphized animals.
Mm-hmm.
It certainly doesn't make me feel any better about the series.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're watching season 2 of Beastars on
Yes.
Realm's request.
Yes.
This week.
Yeah.
So why don't we do this? Let's bookend Vorn and I's thoughts with your and Knickknacks and start with Knickknacks.
I really liked it. I especially like that this season really took a far heavier focus on the crime drama elements, and on one hand you have like the basically the mob, and on the other hand you have more of the murder investigation following up on last season's that plot element, which didn't really play much into last season in retrospect. I really liked how they went about those. I think this season is a step up from the last season in pretty much every way.
Yeah.
Vorn?
So this rated a 4 on Mao, and that's specifically just because there's that much sexual stuff compared to first season. Screw you on that! Seriously!
Well, he didn't go in there and put
Yeah.
in sexual content.
Yeah, I didn't go in there, but it was up to the artist.
Yeah, he didn't write this.
So screw the artist!
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Uh,
I'm suddenly understanding. So the person who does this is I think it's the daughter of the person who draws Baki? Yeah?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it.
Yep.
I'm gonna leave that statement there. I get it.
Good for you.
Yep.
Good for you.
No. I'm not saying I get the art. I'm saying I get the familial relationship.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Because you notice a lot of similar elements, I'd imagine.
As someone who has read Baki.
Yeah.
Like, I know people that swear by Baki. So.
Oh yeah, it's glorious.
Yeah.
Great story. It's fucking stunning. You know I love me my sports anime. Ironically, out of all the people here, I am like shonen loving sports anime, all up in the weird.
That's not ironic at all. It's been clear since day one, since the fucking channel trailer.
Yeah. Since Prince of Tennis and
Yes.
Haikyuu.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, did you have anything else to add, Vorn, or is that it?
I did actually like it.
Okay.
If I disregarded all of the other stuff.
Vorn's given Knick-Knack an
Vorn
aneurysm.
Vorn just doesn't like anything to do with sex. That's confirmed.
I think no. I don't think that's fair. I think Vorn has very specific guidelines for what he considers tasteful.
Fair enough.
Sexual situations and storylines in anime, and this exceeded those guidelines.
Yes. In fairness, even though I knew it wasn't going to happen just because, they've shown it, though, like, in the previous season, so, like, they could have gone that far, but they didn't. They chose not to here.
And I'm forever grateful.
Yeah.
Shoving your, tongue down your, abuser's throat / beater, I don't know exactly who you would call that, is definitely a weird thing right there.
This whole fucking anime is weird in its own right, so,
I'm gonna be honest, I think it's maybe time to move on to mine.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Vorn's being very productive here. This felt like a fever dream.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, because You know I love me some detective and mob stories.
Uh-huh.
You know I do. I'm into all that Sherlock Holmes and detective shit. My favorite Fate is the detective one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm reading Yukoku no Moriarty. I read Sherlock Holmes. I'm so into it, but by God, is the art is so off-putting. And I understand that the art is a choice that the author has made, and part of the storylines in it are centered around the fact that they are anthropomorphic animals, and so situations have been altered to make them more, you know, these are not humans, these are very clearly animals who
Very
are anthropomorphized, so the situations are suited to that, but it is just so distracting for me to, if I was just listening to these, English audio, like an audiobook, right? I'd probably be giving this an approval. But it's really hard for me to say that, I enjoyed it or thought it was particularly good when it physically was a struggle for me to keep watching episode after episode, when I just wanted to stop. Not because I hated it, but I just wanted to stop because it wasn't... It felt like whiplash. The storyline is okay, but God, did I hate watching it. Does that make sense?
No,
Yep.
not in the slightest.
Same feeling.
Well, Vorin gets it at least.
Does it make sense somewhat?
Knowing you, it makes sense, but I only know that I can only recognize it from you because you actively can't watch Nightmare Before Christmas because you hate the claymation.
I do. I hate the claymation so much.
I know you're an aesthetic bitch about a lot of these weird alternate take styles.
To be fair,
so because here's the thing.
Yeah, this is not limited to
Beastars
Beastars.
It does use 3D animation.
Yeah.
It's not these characters aren't completely hand drawn.
No, that's not the problem. Because I watch tons of shows that have 3D animation. I just finished watching Bakuten.
Yeah.
Right, which is the backflip boys rhythmic gymnastics anime.
Yeah.
And in that, every single time that they do a routine, it's entirely 3D animated.
Yeah.
Right. So that's not the problem. I think the bigger issue is that I somewhat, to an extent, aesthetically, do tend to form opinions and be pretty judgmental, and sometimes I can overcome that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, I did not originally like the art of One Piece. I've talked about this before, but I the first time I picked up One Piece, I read 40 chapters, could not get into the art style, put it down for 2 years before I came back to it, and then I was able to kind of power through, and once I had read enough of it, it grew on me, right? But that's a problem that I find for shorter shows, is that I'm often the same, I have the same level of forming a very strong opinion about the art, but then if I don't like it, there's not enough repetition and episodic content of it to get me acclimated to it, to the point where I no longer have an objection.
Right.
And so it's still distracting. The animation is lovely, right? The color palettes, it's nice, it's well done. But I don't enjoy watching it. If that makes sense.
At a personal level, no, I don't get it at all, because that is just not how I interact with anything, really. For me, it's pretty much all about the substance. If it's got the substance, it can make up for pretty much any shortcoming. But I feel like I've done enough Seki reacts and seen you basically tune out servants to my chagrin, to where this is not unexpected.
Yeah, I mean,
this is all according to my calculations.
This is all. Yeah, I think if I were to review this entirely based on the story, it would get an approved for me. I do like the detective, sort of the hard lean into crime and stuff like that. I just don't enjoy watching it very much, and I wouldn't recommend it to anyone else personally. There are other detective shows I would recommend first in the genre, and so it's not the sort of thing I would recommend, and so I would not feel good about giving it an approval if I wasn't willing to recommend it. But I also don't feel that it's fair for me to rate this show because my issues are so personally aesthetic.
Yeah.
As opposed to content or quality based. Which is what I'm kind of trying to communicate here, is that this is one of those odd places where me giving a rating would be very unfair to this show because my main objections are not based on the quality in either story or animation.
As Nick put it, your objection's not based on the substance of the actual show. It's based on your own personal aesthetic dislike of it.
Yeah, and everyone has their own kind of like interpretation of aesthetics and what they're willing to put up with and what they're not, and that's not. I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
no. Story-wise, decent.
Yeah.
A-okay. Just did not like watching it.
Yeah. All right, there you go. So that's that. So then I'll go ahead and just finish off. So I did end up binging this all together.
Please tell me you binged all 3 on the same day.
Yes.
That's
When?
This was like I want to say it was like sometime after Christmas.
Oh, okay. So you had time. If you
I
just
had
had
found a good day and you're like, I want to watch anime and just watch anime.
I just watched like fucking everything.
Glorious. I approve.
Yeah. But I mean, I also binged this like when I first originally watched this, because I had watched this before I submitted this into the hat. And I watched this and season 1 together as well.
Oh, because you got into it after
I
season 2 was out?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were both already out at the time, but it was, like, just easier for me to, like, transition into it.
That's what I mean. They like, both seasons were already out. You weren't watching season 1 before season 2 was out.
Exactly, yeah.
Which makes sense. I mean, it is easy to binge your way through, like, 24-ish episodes.
Also, fun fact, season 3 is releasing this year, but it is the final season. It will be going into the hat, but it's the last season of this series.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I am all for completing a series. Fate does not count, because that is a franchise that we have not completed.
That's like saying you completed Gundam. Sure, you finished 1, but it's like
50
the
more.
Hydra. Every time you cut off 1, 2 more take its place.
I will admit, I would be interested to watch season 3 of Beastars, if only to finally complete something that was more than 1 season in the hat. Or not in the hat, but like on the channel. Because I don't think we've completed anything that's more than 1 season in its entirety.
We're close to completing Snafu.
But we're not, and we're not close to completing Well, we're close to completing Railgun, but not really.
That's another one of those fate ones where that's just continual.
But that's what I mean. I would be interested on the basis that we'd finally be able to finish something.
I still think, honestly, though, we'll probably finish Snafu before we get to Beastars season 3 anyways. Okay, is it airing right now? Or the final season?
Snafu is finished.
No, I know it's finished, but is the final season of the anime already finished?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he isn't actively putting it in because it's not the crazy popular thing on the channel.
Right.
So it has to come out of the random hat, and that could be like a 3-4 year thing, or it could happen today.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll see, really. So, what is it? So, that... I mean, because obviously Beastars Season 3 hasn't even started airing yet.
Yeah.
And it really just depends, like, if I really want to get it in there as soon as it's done. So, it'll really just depend on whether or not Vorn decides he wants to pull it out and use it. The random hat picks it before I get to pick that.
Still, I'm just saying, it'd be nice to finish something.
Yeah. So, that's another tangent in and of itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I mean... Again, when I went into this as well, the furry aesthetic was not something that I really cared for either myself. But again, the overall story made up for it as far as like the characters and all that. I liked the characters enough and like their kind of motivations and all that, so it was very fun. I really love the Legoshi and not Legoshi, sorry, Rui and the Shishigumi. I can't remember his name for some reason. The lion guy, but the one that actually like helped him.
Oh, the boss lion.
Yeah, the boss lion.
Yeah.
Their relationship was so cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and just like their whole fucking arc was, damn, that hits different. Like, fuck. Yeah, I mean, this arc more specifically focused on Rui and him being a part of that, and also, like, how he came out of the black market as like a slaughter animal, specifically, yeah? Where he was pulled from that life and everything, and just how he views himself and, like, showing weakness, which is why he holds himself to the standards that he does. So it really gives you, like, context for his decisions and why he makes them, even if some of them you're just like, why are you doing this to your own detriment? But you're like, you understand why he's doing it. So I'd say that's probably my favorite thing. He's not my favorite character, but
he really gets.
But he
like,
really
steals
gets
the show in this arc.
He really steals the show in this arc, and he really gets that spotlight, and it just nails it with that. Yeah. So that's kind of my general thoughts, at least on this arc and just characters in general. Because this is very different from the first season. Because the problem was with the first season is that even though we get introduced on the murder mystery, we don't really get to see more of that until this season, anyways. So and that's mostly in service of introducing our cast. So that's kind of why the season 1 felt so off, is because it was more of a character introduction season rather than actually getting into the meat of the show.
In some ways, season 1 though, I would almost say where this is a crime drama, season 1 was more of a romance.
That was more leaned into a little bit more of the slice of life elements.
I don't know, man. Season 1 felt like a psychological thriller romance.
However you want to see it. But this one, I mean, and then you do get the whole arc where essentially Legoshi is trying to play detective for who actually killed Ten. So you get that, and then we do eventually discover that it is Big Bear Man. Like he stopped taking his shit. He shouldn't have. And then preceding that, he ends up voring his friend, supposedly. So. Yeah, it's really weird.
Keep in mind
the connotations. Describe that as boring.
Yeah, keep in mind the connotations of that, because that implies that he is deriving some sort of inappropriate pleasure from it, and I don't think he was.
No. It was.
If it's carnal pleasure, let's just call it eating.
I will say you say that, but it's. I mean, a little closer to that than other times where we're like, maybe we shouldn't use that term.
Okay, but there's the joy, the animalistic joy of ripping into something and eating it, and then there's vor, and those are two distinct things.
This falls into a gray area though, because the big guy was doing it because he felt like eating his friend actually was fueling or building a certain bond with him and his friend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so it gets a little bit closer to that.
It is honestly closer to that.
No.
But
because vor has a very specific definition. Him interpreting a sense of sort of personal intimacy with his friend, and closeness based on the fact that he is eating him is not the same as vor. And that is a line that needs to be drawn, because otherwise there's a whole lot of cannibals in this world that would be considered vor at this point. And that is not always the case. I just feel like there's a pretty strong line in the sand separating vor from, interpreting eating someone that you are close to as an act of intimacy.
Forgive me for debate broing this, but I would really need to see have you lay out your definition of this for me, or find a definition.
This is a conversation.
I have been
honestly, I opened a can of worms that I did not intend to, and we should probably just move on the conversation. Anyways.
Why'd you take the backing off it?
Fiddling with it, and I'm just fixing it because I put it on really off, so I was just fixing it.
Okay.
Honestly, opened a can of worms that I did not intend to. So
let's move away from that can of worms.
Yeah.
Art style. I actually didn't like the art style, but I did like the color palette and how they actually used it. That was always the nice thing. I don't remember if I talked that.
Colors, yeah, I love colors.
Yeah. Talk about
Shut
that
the fuck up, you colorblind bitch.
Yeah.
This man was reviewing a servant with me the other day, and I was like, can you tell about the difference in the hair color? And he was like, no. I was like, well, there's 3 distinct colors here.
A friend of mine sent a piece of artwork I think they drew called Blue Cows in a Kitchen. It was blue cows with probably some green and some white, and they're like, it all looks the same color. I mean, it's blue cows in a blue kitchen.
What am I looking at? It's just a sheet of paper.
Yeah. Oh, there's different shades in here? Could have fooled me. Rather one-dimensional, isn't it?
Well.
Baldur's Gate 3 has a colorblind mode.
Yeah, fuck colorblind mode. I suffer like a man.
Meaning that he misses all the good shit.
Yes.
Oh man, he misses the loot drops on the ground.
Sorry, that was a tangent. Go on about color palette.
Yeah, but no, the color palette was very nice, especially also with how they did lighting as well. The contrast was, like, really, really great. I don't remember if we had anything like it in Season 1, though. We might have had it during, like, the blackout, but not really. This was a lot more better, I feel. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely a good change, honestly, that they made, at least as far as that's concerned.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about the OP and ED at all.
I forgot about that. I'm
Those
sorry.
Fucking huge bangers.
I really like the songs, but I don't. It's been so long, I don't actually remember how they go, so it's hard for me to.
We can
describe
pull
why I
up
like
a
them.
we can pull up a list for it if we want to right now.
The ending is also done by Yoasobi.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why both of them are absolute bangers.
I have words.
So what I will say about the music, the opening and ending, is that I don't particularly enjoy the ending, but that's just because it's slow and I'm not a huge fan of slow anime songs. I do like the OP because of how kind of peppy and techno it is. And it already has a step up on the Season 1 OP because I don't have to watch whatever the fuck
That was
the
claymation.
Yeah, claymation, which I hate.
Yes, I'm well aware. I tried to watch Nightmare Before Christmas with you, as I mentioned earlier.
So
I like the music.
okay. So real quick, I will get into my thoughts and opinions on both of these because they are very heavily tied to the themings of both of the characters.
I think
in
he
this
wants
arc.
to claymate me one less head.
I will say though, like as far as creativity goes, Season 1 OP like had more like inspiring because like I've never seen that shit in any other anime. Like
That's because no one should ever do it.
Shut up, Seki.
that's an opinion you can have, and honestly, I think you're wrong for it. So you know, but you know what, you can have it.
I wish claymation chopper on you.
You fucking bitch. We'll fight over this.
Save it for
Like,
after
I
the
will
record.
stab you for that.
Guys, throw hands after the recording, please.
You should chopper my ass.
All right. Anyways, so for the first one, this is more specifically about Legoshi's character. Because if you look at the actual translated lyrics, and there is even an English version of this if you listen to this in the dub. There's also song. It's also sung in English.
Did you confirm that it's played in the dub, or do you just know that there's an English version?
I know that there's an English version,
Because
but
covers all their songs in English. As
yes,
well.
they do.
And they don't include them in the dub.
They do. Okay. Did you watch the dub?
No, but I've seen other dubs from Yaosobi, and they don't use the English version there. If they did,
Okay.
they could have.
Okay.
But
because
I do cover them without putting them in.
I distinctly remember because I think the last time I watched this in the dub, I was like, oh, this doesn't sound like Japanese to me because I listened to this song so many times before I eventually watched it.
And you're probably right.
So I was like, oh, why doesn't this sound like the song that I know? So I was like, maybe they put the dub in the actual Netflix version if you watch the dub.
Oh, you're 100% most likely right here. I just had to point that out that Yaosobi does English cover all their major songs.
Yes.
Without putting them in the dub.
Yeah. So that's what I was trying to figure out. So Seki's pulling this up to confirm right now. Pulling this up on Netflix. Okay, so Season 2.
I know.
Just come on, I'm just mouthing off.
I'm
words.
aware.
I'm just mouthing off words. I'm not telling you what to do.
Stop mouthing off words.
He's commentating.
Don't you mouth off to me, Realm.
All right. Okay. So let's see here. So. Okay, no, I was wrong.
No.
Maybe I just misremembered. Honestly.
Let's try one other thing because sometimes they'll alternate
Yeah.
Japanese to English in some series, and
Yeah.
I do have it set to the right. Yeah, English audio.
Yeah.
Oh, back up the door for the cats. Close it.
Nope. Okay. I
Nope.
was just misremembering something then.
Ugh, that's gonna be in my Netflix watch list now.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Disgusting.
Just erase it from the history.
Oh, I can do. Oh no, it's not there. We're good. Thank God.
All right. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. So the first OP in specific ties more specifically to Legoshi's character and his kind of personal motivations and goals as a character. And he is actually my personal favorite character of the bunch. At least as far as like the main cast goes, because he's got that in the first season. He's kind of this awkward teenage theater kid, essentially. So it's like, damn, he's relatable as hell. I remember being like that in middle school. Or not middle school, high school. So I feel a sense of relation to Legoshi in some of his aspects.
Are you saying there's a wolf inside?
Oh my!
There are
God.
two wolves
No,
inside you.
no. Oh my! Saki, sword down, sword down.
There are 2 wolves inside of you.
Oh my!
Stupid.
One that I will kill and one that Vorn will kill.
Yes, yeah. So I guess I'm dead. Anyways, so that aside,
Black market meat.
yeah, black market meat.
What?
Nothing.
Okay.
Anyways, so yeah, it basically Legoshi's character. That's kind of what the OP covers as far as this is concerned. If you listen to the English cover of this song and or just read the lyrics in the description of the Japanese song, so huge fan of that one. It was what eventually convinced me to watch the show. So yeah, definitely recommend that OP. It is great. AD is also great in its own way because it also is a shorter telling of the events that essentially happen between Ibuki, that's what his name was, the lion, and
it's so fun to see Realm get really invested in a TV series because he puts so much effort into that, and that's really admirable because I do not have this sort of dedication in me for almost anything these days. And like really often, like we'll be going over anime and you kind of like ignore the ED or like listen to it once and kind of skip past it, but it is really nice to see you getting like really worked up about something that you do enjoy.
Yes,
because you like all the meaning in it and you went and you pursued it and all that stuff.
I'm really glad you brought up the ED being that because I completely forgot about that, but I remember that like was it the second to last episode, the oh shit moment when you realize the car driving in the visuals, the ED are Rui.
They're Rui. It's Rui and Ibuki all together and everything, and just
looking into Ibuki's eyes and seeing Rui, looking into Rui's eyes and seeing Ibuki.
Yes, exactly. So, and it's just, wow, chef's kiss. I love this ED so much for what it is. Like, even though it's gotten that like much slower, sadder beat to it,
which a lot of EDs do. It's not the fault of this one.
It's not the fault of this one, but also it ties. It's more meant to tie into the theming of this season specifically.
I wouldn't even say it's the fault of Seki in this case, being aesthetic, because if we actually understood the lyrics without having to go online and look for translations of them, they probably would impact a lot harder even being slower.
Yeah. Lord knows that's how I feel about a lot of the One Piece openings and EDs.
Yeah. So that one, because these songs were specifically like tailor made for this season anyways. So, I mean, most of Yaosobi's songs do go in that direction as it is anyways, even in a more topical anime, Frieren. Even though some people don't really like the OP as much.
I like the OP in Frieren.
Yeah, I do as well. But a lot of people don't like it because the show is supposed to be a little bit more methodical and slow-paced in comparisons, and the OP is really energetic by that comparison.
No, I like that.
I do like that as well.
That's why I like the opening for this better.
Yeah.
I need Peppy Poppy.
Peppy Poppy. Yeah.
I need a beat.
Yeah.
Unlike Knick Knack, I am not capable of just piano riffing it.
Yeah. Piano is the name of the game with the ED for this one.
Yeah. No, I've heard fast piano plays. Fast piano plays are some of my favorites.
Oh yeah, what is it?
I really appreciate the fact that I'm just trying to make a joke about the difference between our taste in music, and your just automatic response is, no, it's not that different.
No, I'm saying it's not that different. It's just like piano doesn't inherently mean slow, and that's what you're saying you don't like.
No, I'm saying I don't like. Never mind.
Yeah. So so these two in specific, like just chef's kiss. Couldn't ask for better OPs or EDs, especially with this series, anyways. So,
for me, it's a good song, but it reminds me too much of the other one that I will not talk about because I'm pretty sure they will torture me with afterwards. That will, if I watch it, break my heart. So I cannot actually like this song.
I'm very confused. I don't really understand what you mean.
Okay, no. Yoasobi makes another OP for another anime. And it's very much like this one. And if I watch that anime, my heart will break. I can almost guarantee it. My heart will break.
What's the anime?
I'm not telling you. I'm not letting you torture me with it.
Yoasobi animes.
Yeah, anime. Okay. So
God, dang it.
so I know that there is a Gundam OP for them.
No, it's not the Gundam.
Okay, I didn't think it was, but I had to mention it because I do know that they have one for that.
Yeah, no. God damn it, they're going to torture me.
Yeah, I just need to know. Like, you brought this up and
Come,
now
brought it up.
Help me!
I have to know now.
Chat's not gonna help you this time.
Is it gonna be Oshinoko?
It probably is Oshinoko.
What did Knick-Knack? Oshinoko?
Oshinoko is... That's not very... like, it's... Oshinoko can be sad, but that opening isn't necessarily conveying the sadness of it.
I said if I watched the show. I didn't say the opening reminded me of like that. The opening's just very close to the show.
Okay, man, I get to... So it is Oshinoko's opening.
Yes!
Yeah. Okay.
Well, isn't Oshinoko in the hat already?
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, Knick-Knack likes it.
I really like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
My
fine.
heart's going to break when you make me watch it. It will.
I mean, it is sad because
Make
like
him
the.
cry.
Well, let's not spoil Oshinoko here
Okay,
on
we're not
My
talking about
Beastars.
Oshinoko.
I haven't watched it, so I don't even
okay.
know.
I know,
Yeah.
but we're not. This was the tangent.
Yeah, that was a tangent, anyways.
We are very sensitive about spoilers in the Oshinoko fandom.
Anyways, okay, back to Beastars, back to our regularly scheduled programming. So yeah, I mean,
Actually, can we go back to Oshinoko? I'm kidding.
You
I'm
absolutely
kidding.
can go watch Oshinoko if you want to.
I'm absolutely kidding. I will not be watching that unless you pull it out of the hat.
all right. Anyways, okay, so we covered that. I guess just moving on, like, unfortunately, so like I want to like a lot of like Legoshi's like classmates and everything. But the problem is that we just don't get enough development out of them, I feel, at least in comparison. Like, we get some, like, basic motivations from quite a few of them, but we don't get as much out of them as we do from our direct cast. We might see more of it in Season 3, because I haven't spoiled myself with the manga yet.
We get the occasional thing with them. Like, we had that one, was it like an episode or half an episode where we follow another one of the... that one, I forgot, she wasn't a wolf, she was a jaguar. Jaguar woman.
Yeah.
Being friends with, I forget who else it was in that theater club. We got that little snippet.
Yeah.
We do get a little bit of characterization from some of the other characters.
Yeah, so there's definitely stuff going on there with the other characters. It's just, they're not as characterized as I feel as Legoshi and Rui.
Fair.
So,
But I think that's a symptom of pretty much anything that ends up being like a school drama. Like, we always have a larger cast than we will ever be close to in a school setting.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of that shift, because in Season 1 there was a lot more of a slice of life thing going on. Here we're getting a little bit more of a direct detective plot, so there's less room to bring in other little character vignettes.
And that is just a symptom of, I think, school shows in general, is you're never going to be able to be friends with the whole class and know them all.
Right.
You're going to have your group, or the group that we're following, and then maybe occasionally a few people outside of them.
Yeah, and that's fair. Like, it definitely, like, captures that slice of life and everything. It's just, there are some characters that I wish were a little more developed. Like, Rui's, or not Rui, Legoshi's dog friend, specifically. I wish he was a little bit more developed, because could be a bit could be interesting to see. So, but I don't know. We'll see. Season 3 is still yet to come out, and I haven't spoiled myself. So, yeah.
I wonder, because we had romance
for
Season 1, then we had detective for Season 2. What the heck will Season 3 will be then?
Horror.
Yeah,
Thriller,
probably horror.
That's what we're leading up to.
Horror.
I don't know. We went on a bit
Thriller
of a superhero track here for a minute.
Ugh.
Who knows? Maybe I will just go spoil myself. Maybe I'll just
Punch!
maybe I'll just go find out. Honestly,
Honestly,
I
don't
think
spoil yourself if you don't want to. You
I
can
mean,
wait for the anime.
I kind of want to, because the manga's already finished.
But would you rather watch it for the first time as an anime or read it as a manga?
I just fucking read it. It's fine.
Okay.
Read, motherfucker, read.
Yeah. You better start at the beginning though and document all the differences.
Okay, so there is one difference. Okay. Actually, I'm going to get into the kind of rationale behind why what was it? Beyond Ibuki, why he sacrificed himself for Rui. It's because this is elaborated on in the manga, but not something that's elaborated on here in the anime. Ooh. It's because lions innately know when they're about to die, specifically. Because I didn't read the manga for this. This was something that was pointed out in the comments section of the YouTube or of the full music video for the ED. So the main thing is with this is that Ibuki knows that Rui cannot willingly leave the Shishigumi, even though eventually, if Ibuki is about to die, he's the only one here who's going to bring Rui any food, because obviously Rui being an herbivore, he can't keep eating the meat that he ends up eating all the time. His body just can't accept it, so that's why he has to go gag himself later. But Ibuki obviously knows this, so he goes to bring Rui food, but Ibuki, the end of his tail life, essentially, decides to essentially fake his death by predating on Rui, and it was either going to end one of two ways. Either Rui was going to shoot Ibuki, or it was going to be Free, who was the other lion that we saw on the motorcycle, who was following them the entire time. So that way, in case Rui didn't pull the trigger, Free would be there to do the job. So that's what that whole situation was. And the whole reasoning behind it is so that way the pride in the Shishigumi can be maintained even on the streets. So that way it's like, oh, the head leader of the Shishigumi just died to predation. That's what it was.
So the big difference here that they don't show in the anime is that the lion was actually dying naturally at the time anyways.
Yes.
Like he was towards the end of his life already.
Yes.
Okay. That's an interesting little wrinkle.
Yeah. So that's kind of so that's why the events unfold in the way that they do. Well, and some of that context was lost in the anime. Yeah,
that's definitely an interesting tidbit right there that we don't see.
Yeah. So, yeah. Definitely in it. Definitely fun, anyways.
Stop copying me.
What?
I started fiddling with the pen first.
No, you didn't.
You were fiddling with the sword earlier.
Yeah, but I'm doing the same fiddling. Fuck off. I can change instruments.
You're the barbar, I'm the magic user. I'm the pen, you're the sword.
The pen is not mightier than the sword in this case.
Vorn, pull out the brick.
Throw it at him.
Throw it both you. Stop.
We have fun here at the Anime Club.
Fun is a strong sentiment and word to attribute to our interactions with one another. I view them as violent.
Indeed. Indeed. I woke up this morning and chose violence.
Yeah, you really did. So, do we have anything? Should we get into waifu wars?
Well, it's tradition. We gotta have to.
Yeah, we have to. All right, waifu wars.
Waifu wars. Waifu wars. Realm.
Well, I mean, I elaborated on who my favorite character is, so Lego She.
Knick-knack.
I'm gonna go Rui.
The only decent character, Boss Tiger.
Fair enough.
Lion?
Ibuki. Lion?
Yeah, he's a lion.
Oh,
not
okay,
not a tiger.
Lion. Sorry.
Same.
All right.
You're the big cat person. You know for a fact they're not the same. You would never disgrace tigers with the name of lion.
Yeah, I would not, because tigers are my favorite big cat.
I don't even think we get a tiger in this series, though. Maybe in the back.
There was a tiger in there.
Yeah.
One of the classmates is a tiger.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We talked about it in season 1. I said he was my waifu in season 1.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, I remember him now.
And can I assume who your waifu in season 2 is?
Same.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, we don't really see the tiger dude.
True.
And I am a cat person.
And the only reason I refused to elaborate, Legoshi was always my waifu to begin with, but I refused to elaborate because I knew y'all would just point at me, call me a furry, call me the wolf inside of me.
Homie, that's not gonna stop because you didn't elaborate.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
Oh, no.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know. Oh, I know.
That's our own form of ribbing.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
You fucking furry.
There are 2 wolves inside of you.
No.
No.
Well,
So I do have a small tangent.
All right.
That's what I was writing down earlier. It's not
Cool.
that I wasn't paying attention. I just
No.
wrote something down that I didn't want to talk about during the main portion.
Fair enough.
So, why does the equation look like cat girls greater than sign anthropomorphic animals?
What?
What equation? What?
Huh? Excuse me?
Right, let me illustrate my point. Why is it that intellectually we are more okay with the concept of like cat girls or dragon girls or something than we are with anthropomorphic animals in animated media? Psychologically, is it human plus cute animal trait that is preferred over cute anthropomorphic animal? And how much is cuteness a factor as opposed to hotness? Why do we prefer human with animal trait over humanized animal?
Well, couldn't that same question be asked why you prefer a mermaid and not maid mer?
That is exactly what I am asking. I'm just curious because like here's the
'Cause
thing.
one is-
Here's the thing. Here, let me phrase this a different way. I don't like this. I like Tomo Cat. I like Draco. But I don't like this.
Yeah.
Why is it more colloquially acceptable to be a human with actual animal aspects about you than to be an anthropomorphized animal in our minds? Is it because if you are a human with animal aspects, you are inherently human simply with other traits presenting visually, whereas if you're an animal, you are an animal with human presenting traits? Is there something that we deem super inappropriate about the idea of sexualizing animals over humans with animal traits? I mean, obviously sexualizing animals is not a good thing to do, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think you really just answered your own question in your own statement.
I'm just saying. I don't know. Okay.
I think you really came
It's a point for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a point, but
Like
I think
psychologically, apparently we are far more okay with the idea of human with cat ear than cat with human physique.
So think like, what is it? I'm trying to think of like I don't know. Oh, okay. Let's use let's actually use like human with bunny ear versus, say, for example, the bunny from
like a human.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it probably just human psychology.
And mine's like the.
I guess because like inherently we're essentially taught culturally and, to be quite honest, morally, not to sexualize animals because humans and animals do not share the same brain waves. Like our brains don't work the same way, and we are not compatible species.
Right.
And we also it's not as like consent is important with humans and stuff like that, and that's not something you can get from animals. Like animals cannot be informed consenters as far as we are aware because we cannot communicate with animals.
Therefore, at least in the same way.
Yeah, therefore is the communication barrier the reason, the communication barrier and the morals and ethics behind the communication barrier and the inability to communicate in the same way is the reason why we are okay with cat girl but not girl cat.
Most likely. But also, I guess it's just another level of like the amount of self-awareness we have in comparison to other animals is probably another factor in that regard, I'd imagine. But human psychology is an interesting thing in and of its own self.
I do see what Psyche is saying.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason why we look at The Shape of Water and we go, oh God, what that man did.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we look at anything where dude fucks a siren or a mermaid and go him.
I don't know. I have that same exact, oh God, look at what that man did when we're watching Pirates of the Caribbean 4.
Okay, that's different. There was no consent there. I mean consensual. Because the Shape of Water, I mean, in the Shape of Water, like, the story predicates that apparently the dolphin was willing.
It could simply come down to, if you're imagining you're someone, getting kissy with someone, it's easier to imagine it with a human with cat ears than it is to imagine yourself making out with a cat.
Anime faces are based on cats.
That probably also makes it easier with the cat-like features being added to anime characters more often than any other kind of animal. Like, could you see someone making out with, what was it, Captain Nezumi from One Piece?
No, but I would make out with Baek Yoon-ho from Solo Leveling.
I don't know who that is.
Tiger Man.
Who?
Tiger Man.
Ah.
Like, if we're drawing a line here, my position is muddy.
The tiger is still a cat. It still has similar facial features.
True.
Facial structure.
Yeah. Do you want me to look up Tiger Man for you?
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Just so I have some context.
I need the context as well.
I mean,
Okay.
Hang on.
does he? Okay, he does have a transformation.
Yeah.
Oh, this one. Okay.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got, like, an in-between, too.
Yeah.
But, like, he does go full Tigger.
Yeah, indeed. He's honestly like more lycanthropic almost, at least in his human face, which is interesting. But I guess it's just the cat eyes.
No, I think that is a cat face. You can tell by the snout.
It definitely is. I'm just talking
Yeah.
about his human feature specifically, more paint.
Well,
him
that's
as,
just the way that he looks.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just the way that he's being depicted.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah.
So that's your personal limit, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who wants to watch Nekopara next?
But then again, I am trying to romance Halcyon. And there is that one scene with Halcyon.
I'm trying. Okay, I know he's
Baldur's Gate.
but I know he's Baldur's Gate. But can you show me a picture of Halcyon because I haven't seen him yet.
Okay.
It's that famous.
No.
It's not.
See, because here's the thing, right? Totally normal,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
We're good with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But he's a druid, so he can.
That happens in the middle of one of the achievable NSFW scenes.
Oh.
I mean, you could choose to have it not happen, but it is an option.
Yeah.
And apparently you still enjoy it.
I see. I see.
Are you top or are you bottom in that situation, though?
I don't know, and I'm going to assume that you were on the bottom.
Yes. Because of, I mean, if you want to
Mechanically, because I think that's the only way that the transformation in situ could actually work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think too much would shift around if you were going the other way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's another thing.
Yeah, we love Halcyon. We love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally would. I will probably not choose that option when I get there. I don't think that's an option I want to choose, but I'm,
it's there.
it's there.
Yeah.
So next time on the Anime Club, we're watching a masterpiece of animation.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a return to our origins.
Oh, yeah.
History repeating itself.
Oh yes.
I was there, boys, 3,000 years ago.
We haven't seen this anime since season 1 of the channel.
2019.
Yeah.
Think about
Episode
that.
1. Seki didn't even edit this one.
Nope.
Season 1, episode 1. And
this
that's
was-
why it was 6 months late.
Yes, exactly. It was 6 months late from when it was supposed
It was
to air.
6 weeks late.
Yes.
It wasn't that bad.
It was 6 weeks late because
Seki's done
I
work.
refused to post it because I was the original editor at the time, and holy crap, everything was wrong with it.
A lot was wrong with it. Hopefully some of that will change, but some of you intrepid fans of ours might know at this point what we're talking about. Data Live Season 2.
Yes. If you had the gall to go back and scroll through our channel and watch that,
You wouldn't even have to. You just have to go to oldest upload.
true. But regardless, I salute my hat to you for watching that disaster piece of a first episode of this channel.
It really is a clusterfuck. But once again, we've already seen this, so I don't feel the need to watch a trailer.
No.
Yeah.
So we'll be back next time, everyone.
Yep. Try harder,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.